Hello MPL fans and welcome to another week of the Power Rankings. I'm your host BulkyCottonCandy, and this is the Week 3 Power Rankings for, well, what happened in Week 3, and Week 4 matches do go up tomorrow. This does go up on Saturdays? No, Thursdays, every single week, here on the MPL channel. So, if you guys are excited for the Power Rankings, hit that like button. If you guys are really excited for the Power Rankings, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. But with that, I do want to put a little bit of a disclaimer in right now, because some of these rankings may seem unjust or unruly, for lack of a better term, but they're mainly because of not how the coach of the team played, but how the other coaches played better than they did. But with that, let's jump straight into it. Coming in the number 16 slot in this week is the East Lansing Toxicroaks out of the Red Division, coached by Poi. Now, I've noticed over the past few weeks that Poi hasn't been playing all that well. I thought he would play a lot better than he did, but he didn't. And honestly, I mean, he got a Shadow Ball KO and a lucky Poison Touch KO. And that's literally what prevented Cypher from getting a 5-0 or a 6-0 against him. And honestly, Cypher came in to the match, and having the Hacksters get an Outrage one-shot on the Staraptor was huge, and literally gave him the momentum for the rest of the game. It put Cypher in a great position, but it just really destroyed Poi, and I feel like it demoralized him. And then I think Poi just started to give up once his Celebi went down, because Celebi was vital to his team. I don't know why he traded Celebi and Staraptor for, I don't know what he traded them for. I don't remember exactly what he traded them for. For Tornadus Incarnate and something else that's not quite coming to mind right now. Let me actually check, because I do have the hub pulled up. So let me actually check. He traded Tornadus Incarnate and Espeon for Celebi and Staraptor. And I'm not exactly sure why, but to me it just seemed like that wasn't the best trade that wasn't in his best interest. So, I don't know, but that's not what we're here to talk about. Coming in number 15 slot, we have the San Francisco 49 Tails out of the Yellow Division, coached by Bizer, who actually got the Espeon and Tornadus Incarnate trade. And I feel like it actually helped Bizer more than it helped Poi, although Tornadus Incarnate didn't do crap against Chris. It didn't do anything. But, I mean, hey, what are you gonna do? Right? What are you gonna do? I mean, it did give him, it gave him the, Psychic and the Flying back, but I feel like Espeon does a better job, meshing with Bizer's team than it does with Poise. Anyways, I'm not here to talk about that. Honestly, Chris played. Honestly, he just got outplayed. Honestly, and it was the Manaphy that really just swung everything into Chris's favor. I feel like the switch to Gengar was not a good idea. I feel like Bizer should have stayed in with his Deontay, and I don't know what the moveset was, but should have done. I think he could have done something with Deontay. That would have helped him better with the Manaphy. But I'm not exactly sure. And the Gengar T-Bolt didn't do anything to help him, really. Because once that Calm Mind was up, I mean, that's base what? Base 150 special defense? That's ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. Base 150. It's ridiculous. Base 130 is through the charts. And then you go to base 150, like, slow your roll. Slow your roll. It's not that serious. So, I mean, that's really what that is. It's just Bizer got ran over in the match. Really, honestly. Coming in at number 14 slot, we have Dench B, the coach of the Viridian Vigils out of the Red Division. And honestly, it's the Hippowdon that killed him with the Stone Edge critical hit, because I did run a calc, and with a Nasty Paw up, Thunderous Incarnate actually does. I'm sorry, did I say Thunderous for Poi and Baiser? I meant Tornadus. You trade Tornadus. My bad. After Thunderous has a Nasty Paw up, it one-shots a Hippowdon with HP Ice, and a Hippowdon, as long as it does not have any special attack investment. Actually, I think even if it does have special attack investment up to a certain amount. Oh, I'm sorry, it's physical attack. My bad. My bad. As long as Hippowdon has less than... This is going to take forever. Less than 208 physical attack, which it honestly does because it's a physical wall. HP Ice one-shots a Hippowdon with a Nasty Paw up, and Stone Edge does not have a chance to kill if it's as long as it only has a 3. Okay, with 208 EVs in attack on Hippowdon with max IVs, Stone Edge does not have a chance, has only a 6.3% chance to kill. Anything below that, and it does not have a chance to kill, so that critical hit did matter. And it swung the entirety of the match into Sox's favor. And also the Rock Slide miss on Volcarona when it got that Quiver Dance up was just... That killed him, because he outsped, I think. No, he didn't outspeed. But the next Rock Slide would have killed. The next Rock Slide would have killed. And Mew would have had a better chance, honestly. Mew would have had a better chance if he would have hit that Rock Slide, because I think the Rock... Yeah, because the Rock Slide's a one-hit KO. Mew would have had a better chance against the Excadrill. So, it's really those two things that killed Dench in this match. But in all honesty, these three teams haven't really been playing up to expectations. So, and other teams have been playing up to or close to their expectations. As I said in the disclaimer, other teams have been playing better than they have, and that's what puts them down here. Moving on into the number 13 slot out of the green division, we have the Wolverhampton Weaviles, coached by Just Weavile, and this is one of those cases where honestly, yes, he did get 3-0'd, and yeah, he didn't play all too well, but he played well enough that he would be higher up if it wasn't for the other coaches, in my opinion, playing better than he did. Honestly, that's literally the entirety of what I wanted to say about that. Moving on to the number 12 slot, out of the blue division, we have the Oakland Raichus, coached by War Tortoise. And honestly, he impressed me. Honestly, he really did impress me playing that well against Ipa. I know I said Ipa, I feel, is quote-unquote inexperienced, or just younger and not as... I don't think he thinks his plays out thoroughly enough, but he honestly... honestly, Anthony impressed me, with how he played, especially with his Gyarados. His Gyarados being a wall caught me off guard. I was like, oh, Gyarados, physical attacker, and then he said I think he said it was a special wall, and that caught me so far off guard that I was like, hold on, wait, specially defensive Gyarados? You gotta be kidding me. At least I think it was specially defensive. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it would have been specially defensive because it has 103. Wow, it has 130 base special defense. Calm down. Mega Gyarados, by the way. Calm down. That's ridiculous. Why do more people not do this? Oh my gosh. That's awesome. I really hope to see more of that. I really hope to see more of that coming along. I mean, it is at -2 differential, but hey, it's only week 3. He could have a crazy differential at the end. He could have like a +40 differential by the end of the. I don't think that's mathematically possible, but you never know. I mean, we still got what? 11 weeks left to play? No, not 11. I'm sorry. 9 weeks left to play, and Mega Gyarados could prove itself. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? But he played really freaking well against Ipa. But I do feel that coming in the number. I gotta stop right there. Actually, I gotta stop right there, and we're gonna move on to a 3-way tie for 9th. Yes, a 3-way tie for 9th between the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Sacramento Kingdras, and the Manchester High Dragons. The Manchester High Dragons and the Sacramento Kingdras coming out of the Yellow Division, coached by Faint Attacks and Eric, respectively. I say Eric like that because, I mean, his channel is Eric is bad at games, and then he goes by Eric. Like, he doesn't go under a quote-unquote alias like Bizer or Dench or Just Weavile or War Tortoise or Ipa or Faint Attacks or any of those. He doesn't go under any of that, so it's weird for me saying just a name for a coach, you know? Anyways, we're just gonna move on. And the Pittsburgh Steelers, coached by Ipa out of the Red Division. And honestly, I just feel that Ipa has been playing better over the course of the season than War Tortoise has, and that's why I put him above him. And then the Sacramento Kingdras, Eric really impressed me beating Dan, although it was only a 1-0. He impressed me so much, especially with the way he played his Feraligatr and his Heatran. I mean, his Heatran didn't really do all that much, and his Machamp too. I mean, the Machamp getting the I mean, yes, it did freeze the Tornadus Therian, which really killed him, but honestly, the way he played it was just phenomenal, and he had control of the match until the Nidoqueen killed his Feraligatr, and then from there he was still in control. He did lose a good amount of momentum when the Nidoqueen took out his Gator, but then he gained it back with the basically back-to-back kills against the Cofagrigus and the Armaldo, although the Tornadus Therian did get frozen, which really sucks, but what are you gonna do, honestly? And then Ambipom taking out the match and sacking off Heatran to get the fake-out kill was honestly ow, that hurt. I just hit my hand against the wall, sorry. Honestly, that was something that was impressive, honestly. The way he played was impressive. And then we're going to move on to the Manchester High Dragons. Now, I know he got 6-0'd. Yes, I know. But he played, and yes, he did play a very stall-ish match. But honestly, with his team, what else are you going to do? His team is very heavily, quote-unquote, stall or just wally. It has a lot of walls, and it has a lot of special attackers. He did change it up. He did change his lineup up a little bit, but he didn't really have all that much to work with, especially since he did not draft this team. He inherited this team. I'm still kind of getting a feel for what he's trying to play with this team. I mean, honestly, his attacker, the best attackers I see on his team are Mega Charizard Y, which is special, Hydreigon, which is special, Keldeo, which is special, Venusaur, which is which is actually special but can be run physical if you want it to, Magneton, which is special, and Lucario, which is technically special but is more mixed than anything. And then you've got got the Tell, which is special. It's not the greatest attacker in the world, it's still special. And then you have Gligar, a wall. Alomomola, a wall. Spiritomb, more of a wall than anything else. Magneton, run as a wall. Venusaur, kind of run as a wall. Tangrowth, a beast of a wall. And, I mean, like, do you see where I'm going here? He doesn't really have a very, in my opinion, a very well-balanced team, and that's not his fault, so I'm not blaming him for it, which is why I'm putting him up here, because the way he played against Jordy with this inherited team, in my opinion, was done really well. Yes, he did get 6-0'd, but the way he played with an inherited team was very well done. I feel like Jordy would have gotten a clean 6-0, 6-turn sweep against Trip if Trip had not left. And moving on, we're going to move on to the number 8 slot, where the Anastar Umbreons out of the Red Division, coached by Mr. Umbreon, have taken that place. And it's because of the fact that, honestly, they played the worst out of the 2-1 teams. I think they're 2-1. Are they 2-1 or 1-2? They are 1-2. But honestly, they played the best out of the 1-2 teams. They played the best out of the 1-2 teams, in my opinion. I mean, they got 4-0'd against Blake, but Blake, I'll explain that later. He played the best he could against Blake. I mean, who runs Eruption Typhlosion? I didn't know Typhlosion got Eruption. I know Typhlosion got Eruption. And then the Mega Gallade was a big problem, along with the Tentacruel was a big problem. And the Skullburn on the Bisharp. Honestly, that was huge. I mean, yes, it is hacks, but let's be honest, hey, hacks is part of the game. And then, I mean, Braviary got a crit KO Bravebird on Articuno. After I got a Tailwind up, but honestly, I don't think it really mattered. I'd have to run the calc, but I don't think it mattered. And Mystic just played really freaking well against, in my opinion, one of the teams that is playing at the highest level they can right now. Moving on to the number, to a two-way tie for 6th. A two-way tie for 6th. Hold on, let me get their sheets out. Let me get their sheets out real quick. They're all over the place right now. Okay. Got it. Our two-way tie for 6th comes in with the St. Louis Sableyes out of the Green Division, coached by Donachie, and the Memphis Ursaring out of the Green Division, coached by Ragenaut. And coming off of the loss he did, Chris played... I felt like it might demoralize Chris, but he actually... Yeah, he did lose last week, didn't he? Yeah, he lost to Jordy. He played very, very well, although I didn't feel he played the best he could with Entei. I mean, he played pretty freaking well. The Zapdos was played remarkably well. He played the Manaphy extraordinarily well. And the Metagross was, like, not to be seen, honestly. Aside from stalling out the Zardex and the Flare Blitz, that was actually, in my opinion, he could have actually gone out to Zapdos and done much better with that, but, I mean, I didn't actually see his side of the battle. I don't know what his thought process was in that. But he stalled out the Deontay with Zapdos and got it down low enough so that he could take it out with the Iron Tail on his elf. And then, I don't know what else Visor had left, but it would have been taken out, I think. I don't know what else he had left. The Porygon 2 went down. Did the Caesar go down? The Scizor didn't go down. So he probably had Scizor, left after the Yahtzee went down, and honestly, his elf was just gonna body that thing. Especially at the health that was at. So, moving on, we have the St. Louis Sableyes, the #1 team last week. They got completely outplayed by Eric. Yes, it was a 1-0, but there were some plays that Eric made that I didn't agree with. And I should have talked about those earlier, but I didn't. They didn't come to mind. And I felt like once the chestnut went down... Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. Once the Nido Queen went down, Dan started to kind of give up. Especially once he said in the Trinity T to sack it off. He just kind of gave up. It was just like, here's a win. Which, I mean, hey, I understand why, but don't give up. Don't give up. It's one of the things that I hate the most about league play is when people give up. They give up, and I feel it's like you could extend this match 3 or 4 more plays if you do this or this or this, and they just give up, and I'm just like, stop. I don't know. I'd probably play the same way, so I'm probably being hypocritical, but screw it. I don't care. Moving on to the #5 slot, we have the Detroit Leopards, coached by Cypher Blocka, and honestly, him and the next 4 teams after him are playing at the absolute peak right now. They are playing the best they can. I mean, honestly, Cypher should have gotten a 5-0. The only reason he didn't get a 5-0, or even a 6-0, was because his Haxorus went down to Poison Touch. His Haxorus went down to Poison Touch. Otherwise, his Haxorus swept the rest of the team. The EQ killed Muck, and the EQ would have one-shot the Darmanitan. He would have won, but the Poison Touch killed him out. And then his Alakazam got taken out by a Mega Alakazam on a Shadow Ball. Whatever. I mean, hey, Alakazam did his job. Its job was to take out Gastrodon with Energy Ball. It did its job. He played that very, very well. I feel like he didn't switch into his Haxorus because, 1, there was no reason to preserve Alakazam, and 2, his Haxorus would have gone down much earlier if he did. And then I don't know why Poise switched out his Psychic type into into something that would have gone that should have really been O-code by an X-Scissor. I mean, I don't know why he switched from Mega Alakazam. I don't know why he preserved that. I really don't know. It didn't do much against the Suicune. It really didn't, because all the Suicune did was stall it out with Burn. I don't know why he did that, but not his ranking. So, moving on to the #4 slot. Excuse me, I keep like having this weird like hiccup type of thing going on. I don't know what's going on. Anyways, moving on to the #4 slot, we have the Baltimore Braviaries out of the Blue Division, coached by Moxie Infernape, and honestly, he played incredibly well, getting 2 KOs with his, was it the Tentacle? No, it was the Braviary. Getting 2 KOs with the Braviary, and honestly outplaying, Mystic to almost perfection, except for the fact that his Sand Slash and his Tentacle went down, but, it's Sand Slash and Tentacle. I mean, at the point they went down, he did not need them. At the point they went down, he did not need them. He switched into the Tentacle to, I think, preserve Thundurus. Yes, I think he switched into Tentacle to preserve Thundurus, and it was so low that Fire Blast took it out. And then the Sand Slash coming in on the Mega Gardevoir to get a feint, so he get a clean switch into his Weavile was so well played, especially since the Poison actually took out the Gardevoir. That was honestly very, very well played, and hand clap for you. Hand clap for you. Moving on to the #3 slot, not making any movement, this week is actually, I think they're the only team not making any movement this week, is the Phoenix Sunfloras out of the yellow division, coached by Rizzy Powell, and honestly, it's because Slacks played better than he did. Honestly, if I'm being completely honest, it's because Slacks, in my opinion, played better than he did, which is a great segue into the number 2 slot. Coming in the number 2 slot, we have the Houston Axios, coached by Slackers, out of the blue division. And, I mean, Slacks drafted a sand team, and everyone was like, everyone, including myself, were saying, this team is either going to do really well or really bad. And at this point, it's doing really well. It's actually, I think, if I'm recalling correctly, he has the most number of Mons up in the MVP race. His highest one being Excadrill, and his second highest being Mega Garchomp, surprisingly. Actually, no, that's wrong. Hold on, wait. Okay, no, never mind, I'm wrong. I mean, he has, in the top 15, he has 3 Mons. He has 5% control over the top 15, which doesn't, is it 5%? I don't think it's 5%. Hold on. 3 divided by 15. He has 20% control. I can't do math. He has 20% control over the top 15 Mons in the MVP race. And, I mean, Dan has the same amount of control in the top 10, but Dan doesn't have a Mon in the MVP race up until number 34 at that. So, there is that. And honestly, Slacks has been playing his team to pretty much perfection. Letting Mons go down when they're not useful anymore, and making the right plays. I expected him to just straight up Bug Buzz when the Volcarona came in, but no, he took the risk and went for Quiver Dance, and it paid off. He got the Bug Buzz off, got Mewed down low enough so that Excadrill was strong and didn't take it out, and that was great. That was a great play, honestly. That was a great play. I'm like doing top 5 plays over here. I'm really not, though. And then coming into the last slot, we have the Leeds Rhyhorns out of the Green Division, coached by Jordy LDR. And honestly, he has the best team. He is playing the best in the league overall. I can't highlight anything because there's way too much to highlight, but he's playing the best. I mean, yes, he is the number 1 team overall if you're going off rankings, but he is playing the best. I mean, MVP race doesn't really matter at this point. He has the second highest Mon, Mega Manectric. His Mega, which is actually doing so freaking well, has not died once. And the only reason Lucario is ahead of it is because it has 6 kills. And he's playing so freaking well that I don't see a reason he should not be number 1. I don't see a reason he should not. Logically, I do not see a reason he should not be number 1. But that is going to wrap up this week's Power Rankings. So if you guys enjoyed these Power Rankings, please hit that like button or hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And if you disagree with anything I said, please feel free to leave your own Power Rankings down in the comment section below. And I'll see you guys next week for the Week 4 Power Rankings. See you guys later. Bye!